Good morning, my friends. This is Maddie, and welcome back to the Sovereign Grooming YouTube channel. I want to thank you for tuning in again today. Now, if you watched my video from a couple of days ago, this is going to be a lot of similar information. So go check that one out. That was my top 5 Alexandria fragrances for summer. And the reason I say that is because when I was asked to pick that list, that really affected the fragrances that I wore this week. I decided to take my top 5 and wear them. So obviously there are 7 days in a week, so I have a couple of other things to put in this rotation, but we're gonna have some similar information today. The other thing I wanted to say is thank you so much to all the new subscribers that have showed up. I want to thank Hanny for promoting that video in the Alexandria Fragrances group, for doing the video giveaway. But thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the channel. I hope you stick around. I'm going to talk about Alexandria. I'm going to talk about a bunch of other stuff too. All kinds of different fragrances. So not just one house, not just one type of fragrance. So thank you for being here. And this is my weekly rotation video. So every week I go over the fragrances that I wore each day for the past 7 days. Now, I'm not going to try to guess which number video this is, because last time I did, I got it wrong, and Scott Devan, he made fun of me, and that wasn't cool, Scott. But anyway, actually I am going to guess. I'm pretty sure this is number 6, and if it's not number 6, I guess he'll make fun of me again. So here we go. I started off the week with one of my favorite Alexandrias. This is one I've had for a long time. Well, not this bottle, but this fragrance. And I bought it back when it was rare. I remember a year or so ago, if you were hanging out in the group, Sunday morning, based on MFK's Petite Matin, sorry, Sunday morning, was a very popular fragrance and still is, and it was hard to get. He only made it in 30 ml bottles, and it would just release a few at a time. And one day he released like 5 bottles, and I happened to be on Facebook at the time, so I got one. And because it was so rare, this is my backup bottle, because obviously this is a 60 ml bottle. So this is one of the florals that I enjoy, one that's on my short list of florals that I enjoy. It's got a little bit of citrus, a little bit of an ambroxan note going on as well. And it does not smell like dryer sheets. So that was Sunday. Went literal that day with Sunday morning. And then Monday, we grabbed a fragrance from my top 5. So this is Deep Blue, also Maison Francis Kirkjohn inspiration. This is inspired by Aqua Celestia. This one's great for hot weather because it's kind of a citrusy sort of green kind of fragrance, like it says on the bottle. I get a lot of lime and a lot of mint out of this one, so it's almost like a mojito. This is a little bit sparkly, really nice fragrance for the heat. Again, we talked about this in the last video. That's Deep Blue. That was Monday. Tuesday, not really a hot weather fragrance, but like I said in the other video, 2 to 3 sprays, you can pull it off. Dapper 1959. This is an original creation from the House of Alexandria, and it's a barbershop style scent. This one's great. It smells like super high-end shaving cream, and this one lasts forever. This is one of the few fragrances that I have that I can spray it on in the morning, even the 2 to 3 sprays, and I could still, like, this was still lingering around the next morning. So Dapper 1959 was Tuesday, original creation. Also part of the top 5, Splendid Vanille. This is inspired by Creed's Sublime Vanille. And this one I love for the summer because it's a perfect hot weather vanilla. It's light, it's fruity, it's got some citrus notes at the top. It's not too heavy. It's not like a big gourmand, super sweet vanilla. Not as sweet, light, airy, citrusy. Splendid Vanille, awesome vanilla for summer. Next is Africano. This is inspired by Bal d'Afrique by Byredo, and this is, oh man, this one's really nice. So this is a kind of a citrusy floral vetiver. So I don't know what else to say too much about this one, but I really enjoy it. This is one that I ignored for a long time, and I don't know why. I want to talk a little bit about citrusy floral vetivers in just a second, so I didn't want to dwell on that too much for this. But this was Thursday's fragrance, and it was Africano. And Friday, I went with one of my favorites, my all-time favorites from Alexandria. First bottle I ever bought, Hawaii Volcano, inspired by Creed's Virgin Island water. Awesome, awesome inspiration of that fragrance. You got your lime, you got your coconut, you got your musk dry down. This one immediately makes me think of vacation. So Hawaii Volcano was Friday's scent. And Saturday, the last scent of the week, I went with another original creation from Alexandria. And this one is Miami Beach, not to be confused with Malibu Beach. So this one, again, is an original. And this is also a vetiver-based fragrance. And I remember when he first announced it back in the spring, I got a sample of it. And I wore it and I liked it, but I didn't pay too much attention to it, put it away, and I didn't think a lot about it. So I decided to buy this one after it came out. And this is another big vetiver-based fragrance, and it sort of reminds me a little bit of Africano in that I get some floral notes. The bottle says orange blossom and magnolia. I also get some citrus in there, and when I went to read about it, I saw that there was grapefruit. So it's a little reminiscent of Africano, but not exactly the same. There's some cedar and woody stuff in the dry down with this one that makes it a lot different. But vetiver is one of those notes that I like it, but sometimes it gets a little too stank, like if there's too much vetiver. And I don't really like florals, except for when they're mixed with something like this. So when the blend of the fruit and the florals and the vetiver is just right, then all of a sudden these things that either I think are okay or I don't really like all combine to something that I think is really nice. And this is not one that's getting a whole lot of talk, and I think that it should. So this probably would have made my top 5 for summer if I had the bottle for longer and I had a chance to wear it and spend some time with it. But so that was Saturday's fragrance to round out the weekly rotation, Miami Beach from Alexandria. So I don't really have a theme for this week like I've had the theme for the past few weeks for fragrance of the week. So I'm going to go a little random if you're following along. And if you haven't watched before, I always like to end this video with my fragrance of the day, or my scent of the day for today. So you'll see this one pop up on the video next week. But we're headed over to the House of Genre, another inspired fragrance house. And today I'm going to be wearing Sapphire, which is inspired by Armani Privé Blue Lazuli. So we'll see how I feel about this one. This was highly recommended, and I bought it when I ordered. So all that said, I want to thank you for tuning into this weekly rotation video. If you're a new subscriber, once again, welcome. Thank you so much. If you haven't joined the Welcome to FragComm Facebook group, we have what I think is one of the friendliest general purpose fragrance groups. You can come in there and talk about any house, talk about any type of fragrance. I have a lot of helpful people there and a lot of people that have really extensive collections and know a lot about stuff. So my whole goal with that group was to help people that were newer to the fragrance community, but it's also turning into just a super helpful group of nice people. So I'm going to put the link to that in the description of the video. Also, I post my scent of the day every once in a while, something else on Instagram. So you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram. That link will also be in the description below. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you guys have a great week. Let me know in the comments what you're wearing today, and I will see you very soon. Bye.